Yes, and welcome to another episode of Politics and Wellness. I'm your host, Captivating Christian, and of course, it is great to see you all as usual, and to, of course, my amazing co-host, Brother Nate. Let me know when you're ready, and also all of you who I, of course, love to see you every week, week in and week out, so we can definitely talk about everything that's going on. Political news, regular, local, national, international, and as well as YouTube news as well. Let me know you're ready, sir. All right, okie doke, and popping you up now.
Hey,
what's going on, sir? How are you?
I'm fine, man. And how are you doing?
I'm good. How's your week been? How was your weekend? How was your holiday?
Nice and quiet, and nice and quiet. How was yours?
It was blessed. A blissful couple of days.
How blissful was it?
Oh, it was so blessed. Blessed and highly favored, child.
Oh.
Yeah. Let the Lord move.
Did you catch any monkeys?
No, I didn't catch no monkeys. I did not catch no monkeys. We don't do monkeys. But welcome everybody. Hey, Rendell Thomas, how are you? Excuse me. Melissa Scott, how are you, Auntie? I know you're probably in the bed getting yourself ready. So
no, they done woke her up. They woke her up.
I heard.
Mm-hmm.
I was catching a little bit of it as I was ending my shift. What's going on, Brother Anthony? How are you? Nice to see you as always.
Ed, how you doing? Hey, Pastor Nate.
Lisa Boshane, how are you? And Pastor Nate, welcome. All right, so let's get into all the pleasantries and everything is over. And the people up in the balcony, in the illustrious balcony seats, welcome to you too. Yes, I heard that you are up, Melissa Scott. But as always, before we get into all of that, let's get into bear with me. Everything's a little jumbled, and I was trying to put things in order of how I wanted to, but nothing was kind of panning out right today, so we're just going to go with it. News update, of course, prayers to Ray Liotta and his family. He passed away this week at the age of 67. I mean, what can you say? He's known for every kind of Italian mafia, mobster, cricket cop kind of movie there is.
Yeah, pretty much.
Ray Liotta was the guy.
He was definitely a staple.
Right. So, yes, he has made that journey and passed on. In other news, past that, the retired Buffalo police officer who was working security at the supermarket where the gunman opened fire on Saturday in a hail of bullets, he has been hailed a hero for confronting and firing upon the suspect before he was fatally shot. Aaron Salter Jr. was among the 10 killed in the attack, which they are investigating has been racially motivated as a hate crime. Among those killed, of course, were older Black people. And I just recently read somewhere that there was another shooting or attempted shooting of a teenager attempting to shoot up a school.
There's been 11 this weekend alone. 11 different ones.
Okay. I was like, I wasn't bugging.
So it's pretty much just take your pick.
Right. And we'll let you know that things happen behind the scenes. You know what I'm saying? Like there is some sort of dark web. It has to be some sort of dark kind of corner these children go to. And once one starts, it's like, okay, let's all just do this crazy shit.
It's called Twitter.
Lord.
It's called Twitter.
Craziness. I know there wasn't much.
Oh, with the officer that had that was shot, he was also an inventor. He was working on a car that runs off of water. And he also has I'll pin it up in the chat. He also has a demonstration of the car actually running.
Oh, okay.
So so he's actually an inventor also.
Right. He actually started his police career pretty early, straight out of high school, in the late 80s. So he was no stranger to confronting danger and dangerous situations. So definitely still keeping the families of the slain beautiful Black people in our prayers, as they still look for closure and try to move on with their lives, with their the fact that they're no longer going to see their loved ones, which I think is absolutely ridiculous.
Hey, Patty.
And then news considering gun laws and things of that nature. Of course, the shooting in the elementary school of Robb Elementary, a lot of the teachers speak out about other faculty members who were being heroes at the time. You can check that article out. It didn't really give too much. It was a video, and I don't feel like dealing with YouTube right now and their videos. But I did also post something on my community wall about gun violence in the archives, and this is research all the way back from 2013 of the number of gun violence deaths by homicide, murder, and all causes of deaths. Also, mass shootings, mass murders, children under the age from 0 to 11 that have been killed, and that alone in and of itself is crazy. It's 150 children from 0 to 11 years old. 150. That makes no sense. Adults, grown folks, I get it. People argue over stupid stuff or things happen, but children, that's crazy.
Yeah. Well, have you heard about the woman that was shot 5 times? She was pregnant.
I just came across my screen this afternoon.
Yeah, I was trying to find out whether
I haven't
they said
really
she was stable, but I was wondering how was the baby. That's what I was interested in finding out, because it looked like he shot her in the front.
Right. Yeah.
I just don't understand.
I don't get it. I really don't. I mean, I'm tired of talking about it. I'm frustrated of talking about it. There's clearly a difference on how they deal with their own and in policing and conducting some sort of investigation or whatever they want to call it, to where when they deal with us, it's a different story. It's shoot first, ask questions later.
Yeah. Good evening, everyone coming into the chat.
How you doing? Who you asking questions to? A dead person. And then the nerve to handcuff her, from what I read when I briefly
He wanted her to lay on her stomach, and she told him that she couldn't lay on her stomach. I believe she was 5 months
right,
5 months pregnant,
and she couldn't, right?
and she couldn't. And I don't know if she turned maybe to lay on her side or something.
Possibly
And
so. But what you thought that was a threat to you still? I can't even make sense of it anymore. Not that I was before, but absolutely crazy. So definitely check that out. Legislative. We're going to go to the government real quick. The GOP has stopped discussions on even moving forward with a gun bill to regulate all these gun shootings and other things. Of course, again, not surprised. I'm just disgusted with the Democratic Party, and I'll say why. Because at the time where you have the power to do something, you're more concerned about what may happen if the Republicans take power and then try to utilize their majority to then, get do away with the filibuster or things of that nature. You're more concerned about that than actually making a difference and making change, that I find to be a bit funny. I mean, Joe Biden did sign an executive order this week, because this past week was the anniversary of the death or murder of George Floyd. So he wanted to feel like he was doing something, so he signed an executive order. However, the George Floyd bill has still been sitting, collecting dust, and nothing has happened. So, I mean, it's like,
it's actually probably lost now on all
right.
all those files sitting on McConnell's desk.
Right. So it's like, what are you really doing at this point? What are we really doing? Is everything just lip service? I mean, I heard a lot of people say, and I've watched some of the articles that you sent, that they're happy to see a lot of Black people, or Black women in particular, in spaces in the White House on TV. But Ms. Pierre is not the first Black press secretary. She's not. She may be the first lesbian.
No. Yeah, the first lesbian, but not the first Black. No. There was another. There was another.
Yeah, there was another. Right. The person who character is at Scandal. That is. She was the first press secretary for George H.W. Bush. Bush Sr. was passed. She was the first Black press secretary. So again, I get people, happy to see Black people in the White House or in particular roles of power in government, but enough's enough, because on the ground, things aren't moving. It's just like putting a display or putting a figurine in the case, and you're like, oh, that's nice. But what purpose is it serving? Now, granted, he's, continued the funding to historically Black colleges and universities and things of that nature. But what else are you doing? What else are you doing for those who are not going to Black colleges and universities? What are you doing for those people? Everything is geared towards people continuing education, but there are some people who choose not to. So then what benefit voting for you or Democratic Party doing for them? And I think that's where they seem to lose a lot of the people. The current article that I was just reading talks about the Black vote. Biden's popularity among Black people was at 87% at the start of his presidency, and halfway 2 years in, he is down at 67%.
Sounds about right. Everybody was just happy that Trump wasn't there. That's what was, remember, we've said that over and over.
Right.
He was just to stop the bleeding. I didn't expect much from him.
Right. Didn't expect much from him, but I did expect something. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't expect for you to be in this position have been granted this opportunity, and yet we're still watching as states rip away voting rights. That to me is crazy. And while we sit here and talk about, oh well, if we get rid of the filibuster now, what are the Republican Party and others going to do later in history? Who gives a goddamn?
Mm-hmm.
They doing it now.
Yeah, well, I didn't even expect too much even this far because of the previous president, the mess that he made. I knew that he would have to go in and clean up a lot
of shit,
and just undo a lot of things that we're not privy to hear.
Right.
So I expect, I really wasn't expecting so much. Maybe later on down the road you would hear about all of these other things that he had to go in and change or try to put back on a correct course. But I wasn't expecting much, especially with the Democrats behind them. They're just very, very weak.
I just need him to hurry up because I've seen him walking around. I've seen him walking around, putting flyers.
Oh, he's not walking.
He looked like the Tin Man.
No, he looked like he's ready to go.
That one arm couldn't quite get that arm to
He's ready to go. He's ready to lay down.
It was like stuck to. I was just like, could you please just hurry this up before you depart from here? It's just not looking good. But again, I don't know. I hope we as a people understand our power in all aspects of this political realm while we still have it. Because while we sit here and go back and forth and debate over bullshit and waste time, there's other groups that are jumping up behind because they're jumping on the bandwagon of the people that, of course, don't really give a shit about us, and they don't either. But it's easier to join them than it is to fight against them. So I think we need to get it together real quick.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're right, Summer.
Our power is fastly
fleeting. Definitely. Yeah, but Summer's actually right. He hasn't used enough executive power. I would have jammed so much shit through.
It
would be ridiculous.
Right. Every day, every single day. Like right now, even with those children being murdered, it's like we can sit here and talk about fetuses and cells and what determines a living
white fetuses
being. Right.
White fetuses.
Right. What determines a living being, but yet a kid can get a gun, feel some type of way, and go shoot up a grocery store or a school, and we're discussing what? What is there to discuss? Either you care about children or you don't. You know what I'm saying? It's like you don't get to choose what children you care about or what children deserve to be protected. Like we talked about last week. You talk about making women have these children that they sometimes want to abort or, choose to take that avenue because maybe it's not the right time, health reasons, financial reasons, whatever. But then you're not going to support them either. So it's like, well, what are you doing? But of course, but you can go ahead if you have anything to say. I just
have you picked up on where they're making a mistake as far as the gun legislation? Have you picked up on that one yet?
I haven't really read. To be honest, I was looking at some of the debates, but I haven't really read. Like, I've heard the normal talks of what they're talking about.
Yeah, just the regular stuff that's in the news. If you just listen to the what is it? Whistle blowing.
Yeah. Or only see, like to me, it's always a thing of instead of protecting children or protecting, still protecting a person's right to own a firearm, it's instantly like, well, we need to have regulations. Yeah, we do need to have regulations, but one, the regulations need to be for everybody and not just for a certain few. Just like with the Black Panther Party, when the NRA first came along and everybody was gung-ho, the Black Panther Party was, out here with their guns, not a problem. All of a sudden, they started to see like, oh, they patrolling the neighborhood. They're making the police correctly. Because if they wasn't, they were going to shoot their head off or threaten to do so without, any problem. Then all of a sudden, they wanted to change the laws to ensure that made it more difficult for people like us to have guns and to have gun ownership. But it made it quite easy for them to go into gun shops, gun shows, not even have any kind of verification and just basically purchase weapons. And it's, at some point it's like enough is enough. And I don't have time for the debate back and forth. Like even Governor Hot Wheels, you meet with the families and the victims and you have one speech to tell them, and then you go meet with the NRA and you tell them, oh, don't worry about it. We're going to keep things the same. Just let this die over. It's just like George Floyd or anything else. It's like, the minute it happens, everybody's in an uproar. Give it a couple days, everybody dies down, and we're not even talking about it anymore.
Yeah, let me tell you what I see. I've been listening, and everybody's focusing in on this AR-15. They're not talking about the other lesser power, but still high capacity weapons that they have. Okay, they're talking about just because they keep saying banning this weapon.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they also have a newer gun, which is twice the firepower and twice the capacity, which is probably already out. Now, the only reason why
I'm sure it is.
Nobody's running to the store to get this thing is because it's like $8,000 to $10,000 to purchase it. So right now, what they would probably end up doing is just concentrating on that one weapon to ban it and just forget about all the other ones. There's no reason why we should have automatic weapons in a civilian setting in the first place.
No way. We shouldn't, but we should never had it in the beginning. But that's what happens when you have a lot of military people or ex-military, and then they still have that kind of, I don't know what it is. I'm starting to think the Manchurian Candidate is real. I'm starting to think a lot of these ex-soldiers, and no offense, have been injected with a lot of things and chemicals that's really got them like, everybody's a threat. Any and everything is a threat. I'm reading the story of the young woman at Fort Hood.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, that's ridiculous. Anybody has to sit here and get on live and say, hey, if I die, I didn't commit suicide. That's not me. I was murdered. Because she's blown the whistle on the harassment, not only physical, but sexual harassment she's received. And it's dangerous. And I just find it to be like, where is this culture coming from? Like, don't get me wrong, I respect, of course, military and the people who fight for our country. And
it's always been there.
Of course, right.
But you know, of course, once you open the doors and start allowing other people to come in, the little boys get upset.
But always get upset, though. Like, when is enough enough? When is enough enough? Her name is Jewel Scott. She's been attempting to draw attention for several problems at the Fort Hood Army base in Texas. Her allegations of harassment, physical assault, retaliation. The base, of course, is near Killeen, Texas. It, like I said, reached a boiling point when she did a live recently telling people that if she ends up dead, that she did not kill herself. She recently did another live where she was pulled over and arrested by the MP police because after she posted that she was afraid for her life, they sent the MPs after her and claimed she was AWOL.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I dropped a link where they can watch the video for that.
Yeah. So.
But that's not the first time I've heard of
No,
crazy stuff, especially with the military.
Mm-hmm. I mean, we've always talked about that, even with the Air Force. Talking about a lot of the Air Force pilots who have experienced racism, those who are Black, being in a all boys, all white boys kind of club, and having to still, in this day and age, in the 20s of 20s, deal with racism and things of that nature. So it's really crazy. But definitely check out the article. It's definitely a good read. Prayers go out to that sister, and it's just so crazy. It was pretty light today, I think.
Oh yeah, yeah, it has been. Thank God.
Yeah. To lighten it up a little bit, for those of you who may not know, because I didn't remember either, and I was like, oh yeah, I remember. There was a picture. I'm sorry, I can't find it right now, but I was looking for it. But of course, I was working, so apologize. But remember, there's a picture of former President Obama when he was in his office, and it was a very young child, about 5 years old, who didn't believe he was president and really had to like touch his hair to be like, oh, you have hair like mine. And they, had a photo of him rubbing on the president's head, former president's head now. Former President Obama recently met with the young man. Those years back, he was 5 years old. I think is he 13 now? Or was it 13 years ago? 13 years ago. He has now graduated high school. The young man has now graduated high school. So I think that was interesting. Check out the photo when you can. If you have the link, Brother Nate, you could drop it in the chat, or I'll put it on my community wall later. But I thought that was pretty empowering. That to know that your influence makes a difference. You know what I'm saying? And you can move people to aspire to do and be great just by you living your life. And yeah, I know we get caught up in the symbolism of things, but there's a lot of that even in our own communities that we don't pay attention to because we're so looking for the big star. And there are a lot of stars in our own communities that they just aren't as big as those that we may know, but they still, support the community, are influenced, and push and thrive for the youth to be better and do better. So definitely shout out to that young man for graduating high school. That's a feat in and of itself amongst us. Unfortunately, still in the 20s of 20s. That should be a given. But, I do understand that, for schools, not for some, but you should be doing something, trade school, something. There's never not an opportunity to learn something.
There's always an alternative.
Yeah.
Because everybody's not school material.
Right. And that part is true. Everybody's not school material, but you need to be doing something. Yeah, me too, Babs. I definitely am proud of me too. Although sometimes I don't be so proud about them prom outfits and pics.
Oh no, everybody is not a designer.
No.
Don't let your cousin Pookie design you a gown.
Design you a gown or a suit. You be out there looking like God knows who.
A hot ass mess.
But yeah, congratulations to all the graduates of this year, 2020, who had to deal with kind of graduating, I guess, coming out of or kind of still in or the new age of graduation during this pandemic. I don't know.
Yeah. I can't imagine doing it through a panoramic.
Right. I know. Right? Let's see what else we have here. In other highlighting news, and I don't have nothing against it, but I just really think like really, Lorraine Cox, is that her name?
Laverne.
Laverne.
Lorraine's her mother. No.
Is it her mother?
I don't know who Laverne is.
Yeah, her. Laverne Cox celebrates her 50th birthday with her own Barbie.
Yeah, they gave her a Barbie doll.
They gave her a Barbie doll.
Now you know we have jokes.
But listen, all I'm saying is
real jokes.
All I'm saying is Ken did not have a penis at all anyway, so I was confused.
Now, why are you confused?
Because Ken don't have a penis.
Well, Barbie didn't have a vagina. She didn't have a hole there.
Right. So you just put her face on the doll. Like, I mean, and it don't even look like her. Not to me anyway.
No.
It didn't look like her. It just looked like a doll.
It's what it represents, though. Oh, never mind. It could have just blown out. It's just, I could see the smoke.
Inclusion?
Of course. But how can you tell the difference?
Right.
The dolls don't have genitalia. They don't have nipples on the breasts.
But that's what I'm saying. So it's like,
and you know what is the first thing little girls do? They take the clothes off.
Take the clothes
off. Take the clothes off and a dick jump out of there. What is this, mommy? This is a Laverne, and the actual right name. This is a Laverne Cox Barbie doll.
Right.
But I saw that. I couldn't wait. Oh my God, I couldn't wait. But then I was like, no, don't be. But I'm gonna do it any goddamn way. Yes, that's the first thing.
I just did not. I mean, I don't know. For me, it's just something. Just leave some things alone. Like everything don't.
No, but I understand. I see it. I understand it. I mean, it shows inclusion.
Yeah.
But now you have to do. Now you have to do.
But now you have
to do a trans man.
Now you got to do a trans man.
G.I. Joe.
Right, or whatever.
Which is fine. I mean, we're finally getting to the point.
Now you can have what's an asexual doll? What's you know what I'm saying?
No, there's nothing at all.
That's what I'm saying. Now we're going to the alphabet soup of what's this and what's that and what's this. What's a non-binary doll? Does it have
all that
Barbie
stuff
and Ken clothes?
Look, all that stuff that has labels to it, you can just leave it alone because unless it shows some type of change in the genitalia, you know.
But this is what I'm saying. We don't know. I mean, you might come up with a doll that, you know, one day you can press the button, they can have boobs, and the next day they can have
no. Remember, every time I come on here, I always date my fucking self. They had a doll, ladies. You remember they had this doll? I don't know if it was a my mommy doll or something where she gets pregnant and you can press the stomach and the baby was in the stomach and it slides up. And then you can make her head, the baby comes out, the baby, an infant comes out of her belly. I know the ladies remember this doll. But the stomach actually had like a cutaway or a spring load action where it actually, if you press the stomach in, she's a normal doll. But then if you press it in, it poops out like she's pregnant. And then if you slide it up, it has a fetus. It just has a fucking baby in there.
Oh.
You don't remember that, Patty? It wasn't. I would say maybe like the 90s. Because then she had a stroller and all the rest of that. Of course, it was playing on. Nobody remembers this shit but me. I'm going to have to find this shit. And when I find it, I want you to post it on there. It is.
I will definitely post it on the community wall if you find it.
It's called my Mommy Hoochie Doll. That's what that's called. You remember that AR? Thank you. Thank you.
I don't remember that doll. I mean, I remember when they was talking about making Barbie pregnant, and she was pregnant for like a season, and then it was like, boop.
Well, yeah, they had them. Yeah, look, she was pregnant before they even showed heavy set other dolls.
Right.
Thank you, Troy. I'm glad I'm not, because I get on here and I say, I remember. That's a fucking shame.
Well, I don't.
But just the whole thing with the doll, though, I mean, it shows inclusion.
Yeah, no, I mean,
but I can see, especially fathers, I can see them freaking out over this.
I get it, but I don't know. I mean, I get it.
No, Patty, you wasn't playing with dolls in the 90s. You was playing with the men's. But Patty Duke. We know how Patty roll. She was playing with men's.
I'm too young for this conversation. But anyway.
Yeah, but the fathers are the ones that are gonna have a problem with it.
Yeah.
You know, shit.
I'm sure. I think that was it, unless I missed something. Oh yes, Master J, John Master J. He, for those of you who may not know who he is, once I find the article, I can be like, oh, okay. Yeah, Grandmaster J. Grandmaster J. He's always been outspoken leader of the NFAC. They have been very influential in, I guess, after Ahmaud Arbery was murdered, they went down to Florida and sat their asses right on the block that young man was killed and had a standoff with the police. Like, come down this block if you want to. We will light your ass on fire. They have recently come under fire. They did a demonstration with people, coming with their firearms, and somebody shot themselves in the leg, which.
When they were down there with Ahmaud Arbery,
which caused more scandal than those white crackers killing Ahmaud Arbery. But anyway, Grandmaster J, whose real name is John Fitzgerald Johnson, was found guilty of 2 counts for standing trial for roughly 4 days. This was a few days ago. He was indicted last year on federal charges that accused him of pointing a rifle at law officers during a protest on September 4th of 2020. He was charged with assaulting and resisting and impeding on an officer's brandishing a weapon in connection with a violent crime. Prosecutors and authorities maintain that the leader of the NFAC, Not Fucking Around Coalition, is what the acronym stands for, pointed a firearm at the members of the U.S. Secret Service in the Louisville Metro Police Department. I think they've been trying to get to this man forever, so I'm not.
Well, they were looking for anything.
Yeah.
And supposedly, what they got him on was he pointed his weapon up at the roof.
Right.
Because the area was supposed to be secure. And he said that he saw someone up on the roof. And
right.
His flashlight is mounted on the barrel of his gun. And so supposedly they had discussed that all weapons were supposed to be pointed towards the ground. So just because he pointed the weapon up, they want to charge him for I guess what? Pointing at a federal officer or something?
Yeah.
But just pretty much basically just trying to find something.
Yeah. You're absolutely right, Beth. They have deliberated longer for Johnny Depp and Amber Heard than this. But and that's a whole nother chat. That's been comedy ever since it started. But let's see what else. So definitely check that out. He does have a GoFundMe, so check out and support that if you choose.
Yeah, that charge you can get up to 30 years.
Yeah,
but they were saying that he's probably looking at 7.
Mm-hmm.
I don't. With everything else that has gone on,
I'm trying to figure out where's Ben Crump at. Ben Crump ain't running to the rescue. Bubblegum Shrimp. Oh, I cannot. Every time something happens, here he comes. Deep dab.
Shut up. He's right there. He's right in the background. That's
it.
I like to see his frequent flyer miles.
If he has any, he probably flying private jet somewhere.
Oh yeah, well yeah, now.
Yeah, I'm sure of it. Okay, I think that was. No, one more. Black Lives Matter, Houston, co-leaders protested outside of the NRA convention. So the NRA had their annual 151st convention in Houston this past Friday, and despite having 21 lives lost, 19 of them children, just prior days before in Texas, after cries demanding the cancellation of the event earlier in the week, of course, they continue to move on and move ahead. So a lot of the Black Lives Matter leaders and co-leaders in the Houston area decided to have a little protest in front of the convention. So, I mean, you can't do nothing sitting down. So I applaud the people for going out there pushing and keep, making it be known. There ain't nobody sleeping on these mofos, but at the same time, we know what it is.
Yeah, the part that so gets on your damn nerves is shit. You get tired of fucking marching.
Yeah,
and you hand the ball off to the people
that you've
elected to put in the office
to do something,
and then these motherfuckers drop the ball every damn time because they're afraid to do anything.
Right?
Want to be bipartisan?
Because they always getting paid. Everybody.
Oh yeah, it's big. Oh yeah. Did you happen to see that list of money?
Yeah.
This is why we can't get anything done. This is why little kids still are getting killed in school. That's
on the community wall too.
Mm-hmm.
See all
those millions of dollars.
Millions on both sides.
Until they take the money out of politics, we will never get anything done because these officials are purchased.
That's it.
Did you happen to see the one about Medicare?
Oh yeah, it wasn't a full article, so I couldn't pull it.
Couldn't pull it up.
Couldn't pull it up and out, but I'll read it off of the thing. Just give me 1 second. So
it does not have a link on it.
Well, no, it doesn't. That's what I was looking for. It didn't have a link, so I was like, I'll just read it. Excuse me. So, all right. And lastly, the emergency was declared back in, there was an emergency declared back in, of course, 2020 when the panoramic, as some people say, but the, that 19 epidemic hit pretty hard. But this is renewed every quarter. And it's on the verge of expiring, which would mean that the return of copays and the end of free testing. Now, remember last week, we just talked about how the United States cannot afford to pay for any more free COVID testing because they don't have the funds to do so.
No, it's over in Ukraine. We have the funds.
Right. Well, that part is true too. But currently they're talking about they don't have the funds to do any more free testing. Yet, Ukraine gets all this free money. But anyway, the federal emergency plan, which covered free 19 testing and vaccines and treatment. The emergency was previously extended to April, but only for 3 months. And more than 1 million Americans have died of the 19, and over 110 million Americans are expected to be enrolled in Medicaid by the end of the year. Now, if it expires, then people will be shitted out of luck. So definitely get on the phone with your local congressmen and women and get them to make a move on to keep this going.
Yeah, what happens when these other variants hit again?
Right.
That are actually out here now because we're hot over here.
Right. We just talking about monkeypox, which is starting to be on the rise. There's more states coming out now having cases of monkeypox. Millions of Americans could lose their Medicare health care coverage if the pandemic health emergency declaration is not extended. The program was announced at the beginning of 2020 and had been continuously renewed every quarter, and has expanded access to Medicaid to public health insurance programs and covered the cost of the testing, vaccines, treatments for all patients. So yeah, this is definitely something that
God's really mad. God is really mad.
It's something going on. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess they figure they can't get you with the Rona, so now they're gonna hit you with the monkey.
Yeah, I guess. And the wrong monkey at that. Don't nobody want no monkeypox. Yeah, that's just crazy. And if you don't know what the monkeypox is, check out last week's
Yeah, they're like big chicken pox.
CW. Yeah,
they are huge.
I have a video clip on that.
Blisters, boils, or whatever. Ugh.
Yeah, that's what they look like.
They're huge.
But yeah, that was it.
Did you see the very last one I sent you about the Republicans believing discrimination against whites is as a bigger problem as anti-black racism?
No. Oh no, yeah, you sent that one. No, I didn't see that one.
You didn't see that one.
Let me scheme this one real quick. Go ahead. You can start.
I just don't know what to say. I just laughed at it because it's like whiny ass little punks. The fuck you talking about? They always trying to. Man, white folk, man, white folk. Not all white folk, but just white folk.
And the fact that we always have to say that is ridiculous. And I'm tired of getting the little comments every now and then, mostly on my Instagram about that. Like, clearly not talking about every white person, but if the shoe fits, goddamn, put it on and wear it.
When we say white folk, we don't mean every white folk. We just mean y'all. But anyway.
Right. So per a poll, 64 Republican respondents say that white people have experienced fair amount of hate and discrimination in society. The poll breaks down a 35% which strongly agree and somewhat agree with 29%, and 29% saying that they somewhat disagree, with 19% saying that they strongly disagree or somewhat disagree, and 10% saying that they strongly disagree with that polling. The 64% of Republicans responding to that. Let's see. Of course, Fox News is in the mix, but meanwhile, 54% of Republicans and 53% of Fox News viewers agree with the core content that the right wing is the great replacement theory, that the group of people in this country are trying to replace the native-born Americans with immigrants and people of color who share their political views.
He said, did the poll ask them why they
are there any
getting the hate?
But are there any nationally born Americans in America anymore? I mean, true born like Americans, like really? Are there? I don't think so. I don't think there ever were. Didn't the people that call themselves came here from a different nation, right? And there were people already here.
Mm-hmm. You mean the ones that they exterminated?
Yeah, for the most part.
They exterminated, they killed. It's in their nature, man. It's in their nature.
It's crazy. It just really is crazy.
No, this is the United States.
And the fact that we have to then, here we go again, catering to old master, catering to their feelings.
You know, some Karen was crying when she took that poll, right? Tears are running down her cheeks.
Like, who cares? Why are we still catering to people and their feelings? Yet we got to cater to them. However, at the same time, when we talk about teaching things like critical race theory, which won't be taught in schools, must I reiterate that? But even critical race theory or other avenues of history that really tell the true meaning of history and the atrocities that many white Americans caused, we don't want to talk about that. That's too much. So I'm just confused.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
It really is. Really is crazy.
Yeah. Hey, Baps. Yeah, you're talking about the airlines having to cancel flights.
Oh, yeah.
Because so many of their employees supposedly have the C-19.
Yeah.
Well, you know, the airlines, they're the reason why we have such a short quarantine period now.
Yeah.
Remember, we used to do 10 days. And of course, it's going to get high because they come in contact with the public.
Yeah.
You're flying around throughout the world, and you're flying in a pressurized can with recycled air. You know, and that's your job. And of course, it's spreading like that. But they were the ones that persuaded the CDC to go from 10 to 5 days.
Yeah, of course. Because again, it's about making money. You holding
everything is about money.
You holding out on the money. And then, you know, of course, when it was wintertime and snow a lot of places, it wasn't really pushed. You notice and it happened the same thing in 2020. Once the weather started to break, it was like, no, we gotta change this. We gotta do something. Wear your mask, but we gotta, you know, because we gotta get this travel money. And, you know, you have places like Florida who benefit highly from a lot of travel. And a lot of people stuck, canceled flights, delayed flights for hours. So, you know, and then not only that, you have the airline itself with shortage of people.
Yeah.
Because, you know, people have
don't forget the fuel, the cost for the fuel.
Well, right. However, speaking of fuel costs real quick, they're talking about doing an embargo with Russia on their fuel since they will continue to fight against Ukraine. They're trying every which way to cripple Russia by taking their fuel. Taking it and do what? Do nothing but keep the prices high and charge.
Yeah.
And charge some money for it.
Just take it from them.
Yeah, just like you've done everybody else.
Everybody else. What else? What makes them different than Kuwait, Iraq? You know?
Oh, I tell you what makes them different. They're white.
Okay.
Yeah, they're not going to take it from them. They'll take it from the brown folks.
Yeah.
They'll take it from them. But they ain't going to take it from the white folks. They're not going to take it from them. He'll hand it over before they take it from him. Yeah, not going to take it from him. But anyway, I think that was it. I think
I'm looking through now. Democrats losing some support.
Just getting through there.
Because we talked about Democrats losing support, right?
Yeah.
That was the very beginning.
I kind of jumbled that in with the other.
Okay.
Because it was basically saying the same thing. But yeah. I did know that of course the Democrats are losing support from Black people because they haven't done anything.
You're right.
They haven't done
because I'm ready to tell you, kiss my ass.
Yeah, they haven't done anything.
But I want to see who will be running against Joe Biden for the when that time comes.
Nobody will. I don't. Oh, you mean the Republican ticket?
Yeah, I want to see who he's going to go against.
I really don't. I mean, people say Trump is going to run again. I really don't see it. I don't see it. The reason why I don't see it because he has to report too much. And if he can't get the people in office if he can't get in office and have the people he wants to kind of cover up his shit like he tried to, then it makes no sense for him to run. He'd rather make more money gooping his supporters as he does now. Running around the country to vote for this guy, vote for that guy.
Their assholes are like this.
Open.
Wait, romper, stomper, boo. Tell me. And I see Christian. Yeah, look at that.
You don't see me at all. But yeah, no, the people have You
say Kamala will run against them.
Really?
Well, yeah, she may not have a choice. That mom, he about ready to go. And you over there, is he ready to go? I know you saw him.
Well, I mean, she wouldn't have to run necessarily. I mean, only way she would have to run if he happens to, God forbid, uh, fall out within the election, like right before the new term is up for his election. But like right about now, she would be the president of the United States, at least for 2 more years. So I don't know.
No, what he should be doing is
but he should be doing
getting her ready.
Yeah.
And stop doing all this. She's just doing fluff right now.
Yeah, that's
she's just
going here, going there, and it's like, no, she's working.
She's doing the fluff, the fluff job, just getting the dick hard. That's all she's doing. But she should be fucking the dick.
She do be something.
Yeah, doing something to it. I mean, if you're just doing that light work, and it doesn't show your range. It doesn't show what she's actually capable of, and it's not training. It's not training her.
Yeah. And speaking of which, not training or anything like that, but for those of you in Atlanta, Stacey Abrams is still eyeing the gubernatorial seat. So please don't, in all this talk of the bigger ticket and the bigger picture, there are some states that are really trying to make a change and change the whole dynamic view of the state, and Georgia being one of them. So definitely keep your eyes peeled on that.
Say Madison Carthon is a moron.
Yeah, he really is, and he deserves every bit of what he got.
Lindsay, I thought you was up in the clouds. You done told a fib, girl.
But yeah. So let's get to it. I think I'm done for right now.
You sure?
Yeah,
that's it. That's it. Like I say, it was relatively light because we've had enough foolishness here.
Yeah, definitely.
Dwarfed everything.
Far too much. Yeah. But of course, if you're looking for me in any other these, other social media spaces, you can always catch me here at these places. So make sure you jot it down and look out. All right. And yes, the music is loud to wake your ass up. So, okay, let's get into all this other stuff like entertainment and YouTube mess with, of course, Who Said That?
Hey, who said that? Who said that? Who said that? Who has been saying that? Who said that? Who said that?
Who said that? Who said it? 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 Let's go with the recent. So I just was listening to Auntie Melissa Scott go off on
Oh, wait a bit, real quick before you start. Aunt has a question.
Oh, okay. Hold on, I can't see it. What's your question? Okay, you have a question. What do we think about Obama? Will we still support Biden and Harris? What do y'all think? I think Obama will still support because he believes in democracy and he believes in the democratic principles. So he would still support. I mean, if they stepped completely out of line with what he follows, he'd still support, but he wouldn't support as much. But I mean, right now he's he knows it's a hard job. You know what I'm saying? Like he's been in it, so he knows that a lot of things that you would want to do, the powers that be, that really be, that hold the actual power right now, and they just happen to be white men for the most part, don't want that. You know what I'm saying? So they do what they can to make sure that that system doesn't change. And don't get me twisted, it is some of us folks too who are, yes men to the powers that be because they're getting paid too. So as much as they look like they are about change and the movement of our people, they've been in Congress long enough making millions of dollars and they ain't trying to fuck nothing up and they don't really give a goddamn what you're dealing with on the outside, as long as they getting that money.
Yeah.
Look at Mr. Clyburn. So, do I think he would support? Yes, because he supports the principles of the Democratic Party. But I think if they went way off the rails, he would speak up and really say something about it. Because this taking voting rights from people, especially targeting Black people and people of color, is enough. You know what I'm saying? It really is enough for people to say, hey, what the hell is going on? And the fact that nobody is, even batting an eyelash to it unless it is time to vote is ridiculous, because that's too late.
Mm-hmm.
If we're voting and you're talking about why we can't vote in this location, why do we have to vote a couple miles away, or there's no access to the polling booths, that's already too late. It's already done. We need to be talking about it now. We need to be doing something about it now. But, it's not on the priority list because, like everything in America, if it don't make money, it don't make sense.
Yeah, doesn't get the time.
No, not at all. So
everything's about money.
That's it. So it's unfortunate, but no.
Yeah, he'll fall right in line.
Yeah, he will, and you'll know if he don't agree, he won't appear as much. He did it with Hillary. You know what I'm saying? Like,
oh yeah, he was a ghost.
Because
he was a ghost.
Because he knows that they don't really support him as a president. They didn't. The only reason why she was Secretary of State, because that was kind of a nudge to, okay, since I did defeat you, this is what I'll do, so we can all, stay face and look like a united front. I'll give you this. And she, of course, she stepped down soon as she knew it was time for her to get herself ready, because she was going to run, to be president, because that's what she wanted to do. But of course, when nobody didn't know who Obama was and then, who's this guy? There was all kinds of racist little undertoning things that the Clintons was throwing out. So please don't get it all twisted that, because they still Southern. They're still a Southern white couple. Just because they live in upstate New York. Shit. Well, they do too, even in upstate New York. It's just like living down south. So they're comfortable. So again, you can't, don't let it fool you.
There was fried chicken on the menu.
Don't even get me started. But anyway, yeah. So. Any other questions before I get into that? Any other questions? Oh yeah, they are.
Oh yeah, they're evil.
And as much as people like, she needs to go to jail. A lot of these motherfuckers need to go to jail. But they have done a lot to the people of Haiti and not supported them. The Clinton Foundation have been in Haiti for years, and they are still suffering. So it's like, well, what is the foundation doing? What's happening with this money? Like, what was the point of you going down there and creating a foundation to do what? But, of course, ain't nobody going to ask that question, because it's like, ask the Clintons that. Why would we ask the Clintons that? You would ask it of the Obamas if they did that shit.
That's right. And don't forget Super Predator.
Right. And demand records. You would demand records. But see how easily, because you're white, you're right. We don't question that, but and that kills me with our own folks. You have, and I watch Roland Martin faithfully, but there's always a question of anything Obama does or has done. There's always like, well, he could have done, he should have done, but you wasn't talking that shoulda, coulda, he coulda, woulda to Clinton when they were in office and he was in office doing the shit he was doing, he was writing CNN praising everything that man was doing. Why? Because if you white, he right in the eyes of many people, and it's unfortunate, but it's true. We give we're hard on ourselves and our own people when we're trying to do right. Then those who we know aren't for us, and they still doing bullshit, and they sit there and smile in our face or play saxophone or eat fried chicken. And, he's one of us.
Or carry hot sauce in your bag.
Don't even know what the fuck hot sauce is. Absolutely ridiculous. But anyway, get into the who said that.
Mm-hmm. Now back to the foolishness.
Back to the fool, not the law. But yeah. So I was listening to Auntie Melissa go off while I was finishing up my day, and the BWP had something to say about her very briefly, about her face stuff. And I hate people start talking about other people's faces, or how they look, or bumps on their face, or any kind of thing. Talking about somebody's face when your face is not something to look at. You know what I'm saying? Like, for me, it's like, stay in your lane. Stay in your lane. If you know you're not a good looker, don't go talking about somebody's looks, because that's not your department. Like, you don't know nothing about what looks good, because you don't look good. So stay out of that. So don't go talking about somebody's looks when you look a hot mess. So apparently he has stuff to say about Melissa. His theory on who shook down Monkeypox channel was interesting, but foolishness. I'm just like, wait, where do you come up with that? Where do you come up with that from? Like, that was absolutely ridiculous. It made no sense whatsoever. I think a lot of times he just likes to hear himself talk. I'm convinced. It's like anything he watched that he feel like, ooh, if I twist this around, people are going to start to pay attention. So he feels like he'll talk about it. So it is what it is. He has some stuff to say about Wonky Pro too, about stuff that Wonky Pro said about his, and I was there briefly for that. He was talking about his man, but apparently everybody missed that. And, we focused on the one little thing. But, I mean, that's typical for people with little brains. But, yeah, that was interesting. Any thoughts on that? Because I'm waiting for a good old nice morning quiz to hear the rest of what she had to say, but she had a few choice words for him. They were pretty interesting.
No, I always like her exits. She's like, I'll see y'all later, y'all. Click, and it's gone. I like her exits. Her exits are classic. It's like, I get the fuck out of here now. I'm tired.
Mm-hmm.
But I was triggered today when I heard fish in the heels of the shoe. I was like, over at Stump Downs.
Who's that fish?
He was going. He was on a roll. He was, and he reminded me of the fish. Do you ever see that before?
Superfly.
Back in the day, yeah, with those real thick platform shoes. Well, they used to put goldfish in the heels of the shoes.
Yeah.
They used to sell the shoes
like that for real.
Yes, you could remove the heel because they were big and blocky,
right?
But the actual heel part, because of course it was like raised up that way anyway, like a platform.
Mm-hmm.
But you could detach it and put a fish in it.
Oh, I thought that was just something like the movie.
No. That was real.
Because remember, he was running.
That bell bottoms and window panes, that was real. Okay. And it triggered me because I hope those times will never come back. Well, at least a lot of that clothing would never come back again.
Right.
Like I feel about skinny jeans. No grown-ass man need to be wearing those skinny jeans. The shit ain't natural. It ain't good for your nuts.
Well, some of them don't have nuts. That's why they were.
Yeah, they don't have none now. Shit, you know, they crawl up under in the back of your pancreas. That
They
shit.
tuck 'em.
Oh, that's a lot. Look, I am not going to be sitting on my nuts for fashion.
They tuck them. Some people don't have them, so they got small nuts anyway. So tucking them away really ain't doing nothing. But to answer your question, Summer Breeze, yeah.
Go ahead. No, because
to answer your question, Summer Breeze, real quick and jump back in and out since I seem to be doing. Yeah, but the actual voodoo worshiper, of course, they made it seem like something evil, but that's actually a practices back in Africa. So, you know, here we go again with allowing Western views of what religion and practices should be mirror something that they deem to be religious and other things. I mean, it's the same people that, you know, to believe that a white Jesus told them that they can enslave human beings. And if we just follow our masters, that, oh, heaven is going to be a glorious place where we can finally be free. But for now, you know, we got to work this land, get raped, have their babies, feed their babies, God knows what else. And, you know, just other stuff. So, I mean, it don't make sense to me.
And listen to their boring ass stories.
That too. And talk about heritage. Heritage my ass. But anyway. Yeah, so getting back to that, I even popped a visit over to Chopper's channel, only because it popped up as I was, you know, just roaming around the streets, just trying to find something to listen to as I was going about my day. And yeah, nerds, when I drop down to say hello, because I do all the time, I am that way. I don't, you know, I just speak. He's like, you don't like me. I've never said that. I may not agree with everything that you've done or said, but I don't, you know, as an adult, you can agree to disagree. There's very few people that I do truly dislike. That's just not in my character. It's just like, I may not agree with what you said, but disliking you is a bridge too far. That means I have to care. And, you know, it's like opinions. Everybody has one. So, you know, everybody's entitled to their opinions. That's what we listen for, to hear what the other person's point of view is. So that was interesting. Any thoughts?
No, why did he think you didn't like him?
I don't know. I think way back, I was on Instagram and he popped up live and I popped in, and I think he was talking about somebody or about to. Like, I don't know a lot of times who these people be talking about anyway. So he was just like, oh, there's a spy in here. And I'm like, spy? I just popped on because it said you was live. Like, okay. So then I just popped out, and I think he had an issue with that. But it was like, to me, if I'm doing something and it pops up and says somebody live, I will go and listen just to be like, okay, what you talking about? And if it's nothing that I find interesting, I just tip on out. But it has nothing to do with like, oh, I gotta find out what this person's talking about. Nine times out of 10, I don't even really associate with the people that they're talking about. So it's like I'm confused as to how it started, who started what. I don't really get too involved in it. So yeah, right. Say that again, Patty Duke, for the people in the back. People flatter themselves, thinking other people have time for them because they don't. Yeah, it's like, no. I just, it says live. If the person says they're on, I just go and check them out and just to be like, oh, okay, what they talking about?
Yeah.
That's it. You know.
Yeah, Melissa. That picture.
Now, is this the picture that
it's posted up on the community wall? But I was in the live when she did it. She was talking about trees.
Oh, the prison picture?
No, not the prison one. It was the face that she made when she saw the picture with her hair all over her head. And she was like, ugh. But then I was over at Tina's when Tina was over there laying her ass out again.
I mean, it's just,
oh my God.
I mean, she's out, and I don't know if you say congratulations, but Tracy is out. Whoop-de-doo.
I'm glad she's out, but
Yeah, glad she's out, but she's still up to the same
I'm
shit.
still not for her fuckery.
Yeah, it's still up to the same shit. And it's just like, you didn't learn?
Yeah.
Child, that wasn't a game.
But we said that. We said that.
Like, that wasn't a game. That's real life.
Mm-hmm.
You know, these people working to find a way to get you free. Everybody ain't gonna be able to afford to do it every single time.
What I tell you last week, we in a recession. Ain't nobody got time to be passing a big
people talking about
$4 and $5 for gas.
$1,500 is
Kung Fu Panda. That's right, Kung Fu Panda. When she kept calling her Kung Fu Panda, and then when she was talking about that damn blueberry, damn ugly ass lipstick, I'm like, you a grown ass 51-year-old woman. What's her name? Erica. Understand, Erica, you're a grown woman.
Well, I don't think we grown upstairs. I think that's the issue.
Well, yeah, that's true too.
We're not grown upstairs, and there's a reality. I've watched and heard people, $1,500, that's nothing. That may be a lot to some of you people, but that's nothing. Understand, it may not be that much money, but it's that much money you throwing away from somebody who really does not care about the fact that you are giving this money for their freedom. Instead of
because they did something stupid, like call the police on somebody else. I ain't never heard no shit like that.
Call the police on somebody and they got papers on you. So when they, okay, can we get your name? They go back in that police car and run your name.
What?
And
they sure did. They sat down with that little laptop.
That's it.
And pulled up your shit, Erica, girl.
As soon as you said your name, what's your name, ma'am? They run it, and it came ding, and the whole conversation changed. It changed.
No, actually, it was jackpot.
Right.
Cause we've been looking for this bitch.
You running You running charges on them. Now they running charges on you. And you know what kills me even with that is after something like that, if you're even going to get on, don't get on. Still talking the same shit you was talking.
Yeah, you need to lay low.
Lay low. That they're watching you at this point.
Shut the fuck up.
They are building a case against you.
Against you. And you coming out and doing stupid stuff.
Anything you say will be used against you in the court of law at this point. So, you know, be mindful. Just be mindful and be careful. I know it's hard for you because you feel like, everybody's out to get you, and you gotta say something to everything somebody said, but sometimes
hopefully she has some people in her camp that's telling her to shut up, because you're gonna have the ones that are going to.
But are you listening? Listening?
Yeah, but I mean, you have a few that you take court with.
Yeah.
But you know that some of the other ones, they just want confusion. And they're going to egg you on. So don't fall into that. Why am I giving her advice? I don't care. Anyway, go ahead.
Right.
I don't want her in jail. These are just the times now are just too volatile.
So other than that, good old Monkeypox got this channel snatched.
You know what? I meant to talk to you.
What do you do? Granted, I mean, it's a lot of work for people to grow their channels. So, in that aspect is like, okay. But, things happen. Karma is real. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's not nothing to play with. Like, usually when you do things to people, things come back. Yeah. So, it's always be mindful of the things you say or the things you do to people, because things come back, and they may not always come back in the way that people think that they would, but things happen. You know what I'm saying? And people have every right to feel a way in regards to that. Now, whether who did it and who was smart enough to do it, obviously, whomever did it wasn't that smart, because if you were smart enough, you would have deleted the whole damn thing and let them dig it up from that and figure out.
Yeah, supposedly it was hacked.
Right, and supposedly it was hacked. But then I started thinking too, like, well, then if it was hacked for real, why didn't they delete it? Then I'm thinking, this is the season of the money, so this could be a whole money grab. You see, they saw what Jay Wilson got when he lost his job. So I'm thinking people thought, well, shit, if I say I lost my channel, maybe it'll turn around and start, throwing money my way too. I'm just saying, just a theory. But I don't put nothing past these people, because as much as they talk about how much they have, they always the ones finding ways to finagle other people out of theirs. So, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, I just look at the work that people have put in, especially after they've had something for so long. But then you look on the other side of all the shit that they've done.
Right.
And it's kind of hard to feel sorry for people.
Yeah, it really is.
When you use it. So put it like this: as a content creator, I lost my fucking train of thought. But as a content creator, he has my sympathy there, because you do put work into.
Yeah, that's where it stops.
That's pretty much where it stops. Yeah. But other than that, all the other fuckery, because it could happen to anybody,
right?
And the fact that in the past, 3 weeks, every weekend, it's been something.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah. And it's like, if May
was a movie title, it would be called The Pastor, The Mutt,
right,
and The Drag Queen. Okay, that's what it would be. That's what it would be called so far. And remember I said last week, who's going to be the third one?
Yeah,
because
it does come in threes, and
it came in threes, and for whatever reason, the people who were targeted, they were big. They're big rollers over here.
Yeah.
That type of thing. But as with any of them, you work. Even though a lot of people don't agree with how you gained variety. And you have to remember too, you fuck over people, that's what happens. So you're not going to have all the sympathy.
Right, in the world. Everybody want to,
But then it reminded me of a thing I kept hearing, but this is the beef sector.
Yeah.
It's like, well, wait a minute. And I always say there should be rules.
Right.
And obviously people don't.
But then that's a whole other thing then too. Like something like this happens, it's like, oh, I can't believe it. How could something like this happen? But then I thought there were no rules. I thought what happened to there being rules? There's no rules. You can't tell people how to fight back. Okay, if you can't tell them how to fight back, if something like that happens, then and people are throwing all kinds of theories out there, and it's just like, come on, y'all. Really really. Get over.
Yeah, Summer, when they were piling on Rico.
Yeah.
And instead of, granted, he's a grown man and he's going to do what he's going to do.
Yes.
But you don't add to it.
Right.
You don't keep stoking the fire and stoking the fire and stoking the fire.
Every chance you get, then talking about something he harassing.
They were young gay men once.
Yeah. Well, some of them just got gay.
Okay. They got what?
Some of them just got gay.
They just got the gays? Is that like monkeypox? Is that like the pox?
It is like the pox, I guess. They just got gay publicly. I guess that closet got too small. Because the bigger they got, the smaller that closet got. So they're
just not into women's anymore.
Whatever. I bet
you that was a mess. That'd be like, excuse the expression, young lesbians out here. That'd be like dyking. That'd be like,
it would be like straight dyking.
It'd be just like dyking. That'd be a mess.
Munching.
God, no feeling, no passion, no lust.
Just
be like
doing it.
Just going through the motion.
That's
It'd be like eating white people's macaroni and cheese.
Oof. Well, you could tell. You could tell it's probably just be more like you fussing about you wearing that, you going to bed doing that, you look like that. Why it smell like that?
You know what? I said I was gonna be good.
Did I get you? You were supposed to get them other napkins, not those sanitary napkins, the other one.
Yeah, you can't have two women's in the households. Can't have two women's in the kitchens. Isn't that what your grandma used to tell you? Too many cooks in the kitchen.
Right. There's women everywhere. But at the end of the day, the spirit of the ancestors said, sashay away, and we, sashay. Now, the channel could come back, and if it come back, it come back. But the fact of the matter that it was gone, even for a moment, I'll relish in it for a little while. Other than that, I really don't give a shit. Really don't give a shit. And it is what it is.
Yeah, like I said, I remember all those times they went after Rico.
Yeah, and that was mainly. You're right.
Yeah, they were brutal. But you hear back and forth who they go after anyway.
Right, they go right, and they do. But the simple thing, like even with QB, him knocking QB's channel.
Yes, like, you know what? Because now see that one I didn't know.
Yeah,
I didn't know that he had struck his channels, and he lost what 2, and supposedly QB had channels that were attached or something. Yeah. How does that work?
So he either had an email connected to all of them or 2 of them, or and once you do that, then when it restricts your channel, it will connect all of the emails or any kind of connecting thing you have to them. So, and they all get struck. So, but again, that's the whole thing of if somebody is saying something to you, you don't like what they're saying. If you can't come back and just, or even how they're displaying you to kind of crack a joke or make fun of you, you can't come back. And the only thing you can do is strike a channel. That's weak. That's weak. I don't go over there distracting or, disrupting his channel for what the fuck he does. Who the fuck cares? I don't care. Because I know at the end of the day, if I choose to do whatever, I'm going to do it. It's going to be funny to me. I don't give a shit if you don't like it. That's not I'm not here to please you. Just like you're not here to please me. So it's just like, why would you strike somebody's channel because they talking about you when you initiated the thing, or you don't like somebody's opinion of you? People are gonna have opinions. They on here. You're on here.
Yeah, that's true.
That's the reality of it, and it doesn't matter how big you are, physically or number wise. And people let these number shit get to their head. Like it doesn't. As you can see, you can have the numbers today, and they can be gone tomorrow.
Google take it. Google give it, and Google take it away.
Right. And I don't care how hard you try, you're not going to get those people back because most of those people, if they're not dead, they were bots, and you're not going to get those same numbers.
Especially during the times of YouTube has changed a lot.
This is what I'm saying.
Within the past couple of years,
YouTube wasn't even checking if people had bought subscribers and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
YouTube checks now. So let's see you try and do that again. Content creator. Well, if you get your channel back, you get it back. Congratulations. But if you don't, good luck.
Yeah.
Good luck. Let's see how many cleanups and shit you do, because you're gonna be doing a lot more than that than some parodies or you swinging around in a chair in a fucking dollar store wig. A lot gonna be happening. That's a lot of numbers to work on. A lot of people to influence. A lot of numbers. But good luck with that.
I just wanted to say I'm sorry, Babs.
What? The whole life. I mean, I don't know. Let's see, anything else? Same typical stuff. Guys, people going after people for their numbers. Some people claiming now to be the only person with as many subscribers in this sector of YouTube, but it's like people have far more numbers outside of here. So are we really gloating about a couple thousand when people have a couple hundreds of thousands, a couple million of subscribers? Are we really gloating? In the scheme of things, are we really gloating? Gloating about peanuts?
Some people got 4-course meals.
That's what I'm saying. When people have whole, 5-course, literally, they don't, everything is probably paid for flat out. And, you gloating about, and granted, be proud of your accomplishments, yes. But to gloat about them, no, because again, what happens when we gloat?
Yeah.
Things can always change. So
Yeah, there's a lot of smithing going on.
you called it though.
Mm-hmm.
You called it last week.
Yeah, because I knew it was coming. Gas prices going up. People want to try to go on vacation, so they try to pump up them numbers.
Yeah.
To get what they can get.
Yeah, but that's what made me think that it could have all been a thing too.
The money grab.
The money grab.
There's so many. I think everybody's a schemer, a scammer. I mean, scheming scammer.
I don't put it past people at this point when they know that people can be supportive financially, especially if people see people going through hard. You don't think people was over there watching as people were supporting Jay Wilson losing his job and just dropping in the cash? Yeah, people were watching and thinking, "Oh, how could I get that?" Without saying, "I need to get that. Let's find a way to get that." So I don't know, but we'll see. We shall see. Yeah, let us see. But yeah, I was with Rico, gloating it, just like they gloat in your mishaps and malfunctions and all.
I was listening to everybody saying, and they were jumping around there and they were laughing, whatever. It's like, but you forget, at one point, the other ones were doing the same
thing. This is what I don't understand. All of them talking about this ain't funny. This ain't a laughing matter. Bitch, you was over there just a couple months ago laughing and kikiing. Now it's like the shoe on the other foot. Now it's not funny. Get the fuck out of here, y'all, with y'all fucking double standard bullshit. Double standard bullshit. It's not funny when it happens to somebody that you like, but as long as it's somebody that you don't like, you're all for it. It's funny. It's this, it's that. Y'all talking about it for night on night. And all of a sudden, oh no, we don't want to talk about it like somebody died. Fuck out of here. It's just a channel. It's just a channel. If he that bad, he can get it back. Like, why are we sitting over here crying over, like, do the work, get it back. Be a fighter, get it back. You fighting about everything else. You know you don't fight that weight, but anyway, what were you about to say?
Nothing. I wasn't about to say anything.
No, I thought you were about to say something.
No, I was probably try not to laugh.
Oh, it's okay. So other than that, I think that was it. Really, I don't think was there anything else that maybe I might have missed in that.
No.
Okay.
I know your little hands was itching though. I know they was.
Oh yeah, it surely was. It surely was. Once it was confirmed, I said, "Okay, it came to my head." All I saw was RuPaul going sashay away, and I was like, "Oop, bloop," and then he was like, "You couldn't wait, could you?" I was like, "No, I couldn't. No, I couldn't." No, I couldn't. Because, like, at the end of the day, you have to protect your thing, and the channel is yours. You have to protect it. That means you don't go clicking stuff all willy-nilly. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're not that tech savvy, then you need to start getting somewhat tech savvy.
Yeah, because there've been a lot of if you've noticed, like in the comment section,
a
lot
of bots and stuff. They come in right. They come in as soon as we finish this. They'll be like,
you drop it and you'll see something from saying something real stupid, or even in a live chat. I've seen.
It's like you don't click on it. Like, who clicks on it?
Yeah,
either leave it or delete it. I don't click on. I don't even.
I was going to say, as soon as I see them, I delete them.
Right. Because it's like
there's some live people, because we've been getting new people in the area that's questionable.
Yes,
that I just kind of sit back and
side eye. Right.
It's like, who this is, and then we run a quick background check to see if there's actually a person there. Okay, that's a face. We'll figure out. Oh, I've seen you somewhere else over in somebody else's chat, but we're starting to get a lot of new people coming in the area. So.
Definitely thankful. For there was one person that newly subscribed. Thank you for subscribing, and for all of you for watching or tuning in, stopping by, please make sure you always hit the thumbs up button, though, because, it helps us get out there to the people. Because it's not just about talking about mess or things of that nature. We definitely want to make a difference and open the people's eyes to a lot of things that are actually going on outside of this little bubble we call the YouTube world. I know we get on here sometimes to escape reality, but sometimes reality is moving faster than even trying to escape it for a moment can be devastating. So we definitely want to make sure that we're on top of the game, even though sometimes we may use this to entertain and get away, that you still want to make sure that you know what's going on outside and how to prepare yourself if need be.
And protect your sanity.
Right. Because at the end of the day, that's all you got. You know what I'm saying? Like, once you lose it, that's it. Once you lose it, that is it.
You be wearing blue lipstick.
You be wearing blue lipsticks and wigs to the side and dreads underneath, and oh, Lord have mercy. Oof. But she had a nice little front cut. Front little hairline shape up. It's just a shame. It really is a shame.
Yeah, but like I said, hopefully her people will talk to her and tell her to lay low.
Yeah, I think so. I think after that thing,
it was itching her little palms.
Yeah, it was.
As soon as she came out,
well, again, because I'm sure she was thinking money too. She was thinking money, for lawyers.
Well, she knew she was going to get it anyway, because they were talking about that beforehand.
Right.
It's like and like I said, don't they were talking about bailing her out. It's like, no, don't bail her out. Let it run through to see exactly what's going to happen first. And then she turned around and she was out.
People sit there and try to show, and again, this is what a lot of people do, try to show like, oh, I'm a bigger supporter than you, or I have, she's got support, or everybody has support. If it's
until money gets involved, and you see motherfuckers disappear real quick.
Right. And then too, even though money is exchanged, there are things that come with that. You know what I'm saying? Like there's there are definitely things that come with that. Don't think that came freely, because I'm sure people are demanding nice, nastily, or however they choose to particular things for whatever they donated to you and to your channel. Because nothing in life is free.
Yeah.
Nothing. Everything comes with a cost of some kind. So trust and believe it.
One go-to
Yes.
That is so Baltimore. Oh my gosh. She's not from here.
I don't know what that is, but
that oh man, they used to always, everybody would have one gold tooth.
But I'm sure from the look of that mugshot, she was very comfortable where she was, and I'm sure she probably did make some friends, because she probably thought she was Debo and probably had a little girlfriend in there too.
Well, good. I'm always always proponent for love.
Because it looked like something straight out of Orange is the New Black.
Now, I don't believe that we are monogamous, but I believe in love.
You know what? I'm not going.
But she can find 3 or 4 of them while she's in there. Keep her busy.
I mean, hell, she can't find nothing outside. She might as well
put some money on their books.
She might as well. I mean, hell, if it's not working for you outside, look inward. Look inward.
You'll know where they'll always be. You'll never have to look for them.
That's right. Exactly. You know where they'll always be. That's right. I don't know. I think people need to
even go-to women. That's a standard thing.
Right.
That was a standard thing here. They talk about getting whole fronts or whatever. But it was either a gold or a silver.
Breath must stink. That's what I think of when I think of gold.
What, gold or silver?
Like a gold tooth in somebody's mouth.
I always think about
brushing your teeth.
When they did they smoked cool.
Breath probably smell like
Winston Salem's.
a dirty penny, just rusted and dirty and stank. Just an old stanky penny. That's what your breath
No,
always.
but then when they started putting designs in the front,
Oh,
initials and things like that,
Mm.
look, there would be a line at the dentist's office. You would never see a line at the dentist's office. They would be lined up there waiting to get their gold teeth put in.
Mm.
I used to think it was because they had a bad tooth.
Yeah, that's what I.
But it's
But
not
that's why I would
necessary.
think that because you had a bad tooth, you covered it up, so your breath must smell like hot garbage.
No, but then when they take them things off, and you got that little preemie tooth left.
Oh,
Because they didn't know
Wow.
anything about no tartar control and bleaching and all that other stuff.
brown tooth. Oh,
Yeah, you were either from Baltimore, Philly. I'm trying to think if they had them up in New York.
yeah, they did. Because my brother had a pair of fronts when I was younger.
Now, I remember my brother got his gold tooth. Like I said, they were waiting in line.
My mother was like, "What did you do that for?"
It's crazy. It's
Never
crazy.
been a fan of
But
it.
now it's something different. It's tattoos, piercings, and everything else. I remember that was a no-no for Black people.
Yeah.
That was a real big no-no.
Well, I got plenty of them.
Yeah, I was going to say, I couldn't wait to ink it up and punch holes in it. throw that shit up there. Punch a hole in here. Put one there.
As soon as my oldest brother got one, I was like, okay. So I was like, okay. So she said, well, if you're going to do it, I don't want you to do it. I don't want you to destroy your temple. I was like, okay.
No, I waited until I hit 30.
But no, I was 17. Yeah, I was 17.
Oh. No, if I was home, I knew damn well that shit wasn't gonna fly. That was one of those things you did, and you end up forgetting about it the one day you go in and take a shower or something. It's like, what's that on your nipple?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I told you about the earring story. That's what happened to me. It was like an old Cosby show. It was like,
oh, is it when they took the earring out or something?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Wow. No.
I was like, my goodness gracious alive. I didn't play around with that. So I was like, you know what? I'll just wait. How old do I have to be? Can I do it at this age? She's like, I don't really want you to, but you can. I was like, okay. 17 years. I was like, give it to me. I was like, wait. I wanted to change my mind. That first when it hit, I said, oh, wait, maybe I should stop. But
get that warm sensation, that warm feeling.
It didn't come fast enough. I was still a little hurt. Then after a while, it got,
it numbed up or swole up.
Yeah. Hey, what's up, Official King Payne? How are you, sir?
Hey, King Payne, how you doing, man?
Yeah, but so I don't know, but I don't know. These people definitely need to get their lives together. Definitely.
We say that all the time. It don't happen.
Yeah, we do, but it never happens. Wishful thinking.
Yeah, but then it would be boring.
That too. But why does it have to be the old people to act the fool?
It's because where you're at now, we couldn't do that. What you're doing now, we couldn't do that. So now it's like
reliving.
Like I said, old men with skinny jeans. That's definite.
You're reliving an era where you couldn't really do that. So it's like
because you had your parents, and you had the church, and you had society and everything. You couldn't do that.
So now it's balls to the wall.
Yeah, it's just do what you want to do.
Okay.
That's why they're out here making all these all these damn porn clips and shit. All these old people doing all that stupid shit. It's like, you wait till you 500 years old ass. It's like no.
Right? Who's waiting that long?
Yeah.
Like, give it up.
Yeah, they should have pulled out the VHS camera like I did.
Them tapes are probably buried somewhere.
I still have mine.
Oh, God.
It's locked away. I hate to see when my kids go through that shit.
That's what I'm about to say.
It is what it is. It is what it is. Look, I've always been upfront. With my kids, so I didn't play no games with them. Life's too short, and I don't want them out here learning from stupid people out on the street. So they there's always been a open access.
Oh, that's good. That's definitely good.
Ain't play no game. Definitely ain't playing no game.
You sent me the. I watched the whole series. It was a Netflix Bots and Robots and Love, or Love and Robots. Something.
Did I send you something?
You didn't necessarily. You posted it on your Instagram.
Oh, okay. I gotta be careful. You never know who watched.
Right.
It'd be like my doorbell. Somebody's at my door. Let me go. I'll be right back. And it's like, hey, never come back. Motherfuckers got his ass. Oh, robots loving something.
Yeah, robots.
Animated.
Yeah, anime. Yeah.
Have you seen the first two?
I watched all of them. The first.
First season, second season.
First, second, and the newest season. Very interesting. Very interesting.
Yeah. I like them because they're quick and to the point.
Yeah. They're really like short stories type deal.
Mm-hmm.
Very interesting. I still haven't watched that. Viola Davis playing Michelle Obama.
I haven't watched that one either.
I feel like I will be like,
have you seen We Own This City? Have you seen that yet?
No.
That's very good. It is very good.
That's what I was looking for.
Huh?
That's what I was looking for.
Oh.
And I wound up stumbling across the Love Robot thing, and I watched it.
Oh yeah, that was good. Like I said, that was real good. Like I said, that and a different animation style.
Okay. Now I have been watching a lot of these African films and like series, like Castle and Castle.
I just keep looking at the women, and it's like you bleach. I can see it.
Yeah.
It's like you just look spoiled. The color just looks off.
Yeah, but some of them are good. Some of them are really good. I do notice that they do recycle a lot of the actors and actresses.
Mm-hmm. That's probably because if they're actually speaking English. That's probably one thing, because a lot of us don't have the attention span to actually sit down and read closed caption. Because you lose something actually in closed caption, because you're always looking down. You're not paying attention to what's going on in the actual shot.
Yeah, I always have to set my mind to be like, okay.
It either has to be a real. I really want to see.
Both.
Yeah, but definitely if you get a chance to watch This City. If you want it, I have episodes 5. There's another episode supposed to drop tonight. It's supposed to drop tonight.
Is it on Netflix?
No, it's on it's either Hulu or HBO Max.
Okay. Oh, I got those.
Oh, you got those? Okay.
At least the other ones that I've liked. But I found a little app that works great. And
they work. Oh, okay, then good. Very good. But man, it's like, sheesh, it's like the Wire.
Oh, okay.
It's remember the 7 or 8 officers that were in the gun task force? It's showing that. That's what the story is about. And I remember all that shit, except for one thing they fucked up on was when they had when the riot first broke out, the Freddie Gray riot.
Right.
When it first broke out, they had, I guess, people in the community that started it off. And what had happened was this kids in high school.
Right.
This is early in Twitter, when Twitter first came out. They had a habit of, when they want to have a party in a vacant house that somebody just moved out of, that had the power was still on. Okay. What they would do was they would post, this is where the party going to be. Oh. So what they did was they announced that they were going to stage a walkout. Now, right where the mall is, Mondawmin Mall, Douglas High School sits right across the street and right behind it.
Right. So
they said at such and such a time, we're going to walk out and protest. So it was supposed to be a citywide thing. Well, right where Mondawmin is a hub where the bus and the subway, everything meets.
Right.
Well, the majority of the kids don't live down there. They catch the subway or they catch the bus to go home. The city shut it down and the kids couldn't get out. So it was the kids that started throwing the rocks first, because across the street was an old mansion, which is now Parks and People. They renovated. It had been empty for almost like 75, 80 years. Wow. And it was actually falling apart. But it was actually the mansion to the Baltimore City Zoo, all that property.
Wow.
So they were renovating it. So they had all this construction, and they had all, they were reusing the bricks and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So everything was, they were deconstructing it and then to reconstruct it.
Right.
So that's what the kids were throwing. They had went over there and gotten all these bricks from over there, and they started throwing the bricks. The police officers had riot gear, but I don't know how old the riot gear was, because it was falling apart.
Right.
First blow, somebody throws. I mean, these were big bricks. These weren't rocks. These were bricks. And but they showed the people in the community starting it off, and that wasn't it. They didn't come until later on in the evening. And they had one woman that saw her son on TV, and I know you've seen that. She came up there,
yanked his ass
up real quick. But other than that, a lot of the incidents, I remember a lot of that shit going on.
Yeah.
But it is real good. It's just like The Wire, and it uses a lot of the actors that were in The Wire. A lot of the ones that played drug dealers. Of course, they're much older now. They're like in their 30s, maybe early 40s. But to see them from when they were kids, because I don't know how many seasons The Wire was on.
Wire's on for a few seasons.
Yeah, I think like 6 or 7.
7, I was thinking that.
Yeah, they were like kids, and then you saw them actually go into the teen stage, and but now these are like grown ass men.
Right.
I'm like, oh, wow. And the one antagonist, and he's actually a police officer now. He plays the officer that was murdered.
Oh, wow.
But and it's just how it's all entangled, and of course, then they're calling the politicians Catherine Pugh and Stephanie Rawlins Blake and all the rest of that, and all the police chiefs and everything. All of them, but all of them are. Even the old white ones that they used to have there, but they were funneling money to their family and friends, like through contracts and things. But of course, it was a totally different story once, black people started getting in, and then have a black woman run as mayor, because that was Sheila Dixon. I'm surprised they didn't do her. They didn't do her first, but they jumped right into Stephanie Rawlins Blake. She got the fuck up out of there.
Yeah,
and then Catherine Pugh, and now she does. I don't know. You'll see her on CNN every now and then.
I think she's supposed to be a CNN contributor, political analyst. What's her face is about to be, if she hasn't started already, MSNBC has hit, what's her name? The heavyset girl, Simone Biles. Simone.
Oh, yeah. Simone Biles. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, Sanders.
Simone Sanders.
Yeah.
I didn't know she was as heavy as she was.
Yeah.
So I saw her in the bathing suit.
Yeah.
But I was like, oh, okay, she rocking that fade.
Right.
And I was like, all right, that's what I wanted to see. Something totally different. Totally different.
Right.
But she got the hell up out of there real quick. I want to know the story behind that shit. That's what I want to know.
Right. I don't know. I think she probably wanted a bigger position, and she probably thought that she was going to get it, and when she didn't get it, she just hiked it on out of there.
Yeah.
But I think she probably was a little messy on her exit. That's why it was so.
Yeah. Because she's supposed to get a show. She's supposed to actually get a show.
Yeah. It's supposed to be airing. If it didn't air already, it's supposed to be airing soon. So we'll see how that goes.
But I tell you one thing, they didn't waste no time.
No. Well, MSNBC does that. They're like, if they see a wave of inclusion and all this other kind of stuff, they'll quickly hire and then let somebody like a Trump come in office, come next election season, and they'll fire everybody black and make it all white again. They do that dumb shit, which I think is absolutely stupid.
But that's the problem that I have with the Trump people, is that they're acting the networks act as though these people haven't been lying, stealing, and everything else. That's the shit that blows my mind. That's what I think is crazy.
And they said something like, the Democrats, the dude you sit up here worship is stolen and is still stealing from you all. You know what I'm saying? Like, He's running around the country though. Vote for this person, vote for that person. But y'all funneling tons of money into whatever he's claim he's doing, and he's using that money to pay his bills.
Yeah.
He's using that goddamn money to pay his bills. So it's just like, come on, y'all. Like this is ridiculous.
Because I know they've had a couple of them on The View. I wonder how them women keep a straight face. It's like, we know you lying. We know you a lying.
Right.
We sitting over there and we're giggling and laughing. You're a good kid. I'm like, oh, crazy.
Like that Amber chick. It's like, yo, are y'all really that delusional? Like she lied straight to right on the stand. Just That's not what I recall. That's not what I said. It's like, let's play back the tape. She says it, and then it's like, oh, yeah, right. AR, they did. I used to watch MSNBC all the time with Melissa Harris Perry, and then as soon as Obama was up, they packed her ass on out of here.
Yeah. You always see a shift. Always see a shift at the networks.
But it shouldn't be. That's the last place.
No, remember too, they don't just report the news anymore. They have to give their personal.
Yeah, but I mean, even so, you should. It should be a well-versed, well-rounded views of opinion. It shouldn't just be, oh, well, let's see. There's a white guy and a black vice president or a mixed president who happens to be vice, and what are we gonna do? Okay, let's get some more women in here. Let's get some more black women and other women of color host some shows. Then once things don't turn out for them, and it's somebody else, you're gonna gut everybody off the network and then put nothing but white faces on it. They did the same thing in the beginning of the year of the Trump terms.
Oh yeah. Totally changed.
Joy Reid was the only one that was kissing ass so much to the point where
well, they cleaned. One thing I can say about Joy Reid, they cleaned her well.
They had to. There's no way you're gonna be on the primetime slot with them daggone nappy wigs you wearing and that girl.
Remember, she had glasses. She had lost weight. I'm like, damn.
She had the little double neck fat thing going on. She lost all that.
Oh yeah, they polished her up.
They have to. You go on primetime now, girl. You can't be looking like, you can't be looking like you just woke up on Saturday and happened to turn on the TV to watch you.
You say woke up on Saturday.
You just woke up on Saturday and cut on the TV like, oh, she on. No, this is primetime. This is the big players. You gotta be showing. So yeah, and it's progress, because at first you were like, okay, then you start to see changes. Like, she really getting that money now.
Oh yeah, they got the wigs got better.
The wigs got better. You're like,
she got LASIK surgery.
Right.
Can't have no glasses anymore.
She's getting that. She's definitely gotten that extended thing. But yeah, so that's interesting. But that's all I got. I think. Yep. Because it's about that time. But that's all I got. If you got anything you want to share, please do. Anybody got any questions, comments, or concerns?
No, I'm still thinking about that Laverne Cox doll.
Head on out of here.
I still find that quite titillating.
It ain't got no tittles.
Harambe.
It ain't got no tittles. Military has refused to do Yeah, that's very true. Those are very true. And nice to see you, sir. But yeah.
Hey, Pink. How you doing, Pink?
She wasn't even playing no games with them. And she still don't, even on her Twitter, because I follow her religiously. She don't play no games. Nope. She don't play no games with them still.
But you know who used to scare me at first when I would say Nina Turner, because she was like, "This bitch about to." I know she about to go off in here.
Yeah, she.
She looked like that crazy one.
Yeah, she really would. In her very beginnings of doing political commentating, she would go off on a mofo. She really
and see, that's what it was. It was like from 0 to 60, and I'd be like,
She
It's
would
like
let
Bernie, it's
the
like
white
Bernie
boys,
Sanders.
yeah,
He
she
got
would
the
let
right
the
one.
white boys have it. And women, whenever they started to say stuff that wasn't correct, period, she would check them every single time. They toned her down a little bit
Yeah.
when Bernie started to get more popular. Because of course nobody wants to see an angry black woman, but she has every right to be angry.
Yeah, and I think that's why she keeps losing.
Yeah.
Because
But that part of her, I still find it to be refreshing. That she
yes, I was getting ready to say I ain't mad. I was just frightened because it's like, oh my gosh, she
and
just
not
she gonna
cater
touch
to
somebody, or somebody's gonna hop up on that stage. I think she jumped at a couple of them that had hit the stage.
Yeah.
You say a hometown girl, Melissa. You
But
know her.
You gotta be like you have to be. You can't like long gone are the days where we sit here and actually, oh yeah, you're right.
Oh no, you can't do that. You
It's
can't do
getting
that.
us
You better
nowhere.
not do that.
Yeah, it's getting us nowhere.
You see what it's doing now.
Right.
Anyway, got all these little white boys out here running around with hurt feelings.
Kids.
Now they have to get guns.
Right, and they get guns and shoot up thing, and we still talking about stuff.
You saw that little motherfucker knock on that door with that whip, right?
Yeah.
That's what you're dealing with. That is what you're
sitting
dealing with.
talking about something. Well, I mean, he wasn't gonna do any harm. Who's waiting for him to do harm? He whipping on somebody else's door, somebody else's property.
No, not only that, you see the way he was banging on that door. He was banging on that door with authority,
and they had every right to put two pieces in that little.
No, she had every right to kick him square in his chest right off her porch.
Right. But then you would have been sitting up there, talking about how she abused the child, all kinds of craziness. No, please, he had no right doing that. But because he's been taught that this is what he's supposed to do, and this is how he's supposed to treat them.
And you saw that because you saw how the father had interacted with the husband.
Almost killed everybody, even his own goddamn family. Then what he would have blamed.
That's right. Now, if he'd have shot his daughter, if that when that gun went off and he'd have hit his daughter,
they would have blamed that black man.
Yeah, because you shouldn't have provoked him.
You shouldn't have provoked him. You went over there. And
but why did he come to the door with a gun? When your son was
was the one wrong, right? That's what I'm saying. But
it's on
tape. But there's no accountability, even when it's on tape for them. It's still like, so what? What does that mean? There's still nothing holding them accountable. These people get away with murder, literally. It's like, we can say, we got to talk to Johnny. We got to sit down and have a little talk with him. You don't need to have a talk with something like that. Something like that is trained. Because had that little girl came outside instead of her mother, and her mother not knowing that the boy was at the door whipping.
Yes. What would
have happened?
He'd have hit her with that. He'd have hit her with that whip.
So I mean, it's ridiculous.
Until this day, they would still be looking for his body.
Right.
Have you seen my son?
Where is Waldo? I don't know.
Well, give me some flyers. I'll post them up.
I'll post them up right where I buried his ass too. Just found him.
They wouldn't have found him.
That's absolutely
that'd have been my little secret. And every time I walk past, I'd fucking giggle. Not laugh, but giggle.
It's absolutely ridiculous. That in this day and age, that stuff happens. But of course, you see it all the time, and it's always brushed away. Like, it's not really nothing. Oh, these people are just angry because, other people are moving into the neighborhood. So the fuck what? People have a right to move where they want to move. Just like y'all can come into the inner city now because it's so hip to come into the inner city and push people out of the inner city. Where the hell you think those people from the inner city are going to go?
Mm-hmm. And you want to know why they're mad? Because since they've been there, funds have not been diverted, had not been used. Their areas have been allowed to become run down. Then all of a sudden, because it's trendy and you get a Starbucks on every corner, you actually see things that you've been complaining about for the past 20 years getting done.
Right. That pothole you've been avoiding for damn near 10 years now gets filled on demand.
No, actually, they'll repave the whole street.
Every couple weeks, like it's draws. Like, damn, you just paved it. Oh no, we're paving it again.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy, just really crazy. But
Yeah.
this is the world we live in.
Yeah. Welcome to America. But America's not a racist country.
Yeah, who said that?
Oh, so many coons drink that coon punch.
It's just the Kool-Aid. It's the Kool-Aid. Stay away from the goddamn Kool-Aid. People mean you no good.
Yeah.
Mean you no good. But with all that said, guys, be safe. God bless. Hope you guys had a great holiday. The summer is now officially here. It is 23 days still, because it's not 12 o'clock yet. 23 days until my birthday. So, yeah.
Oh, look at that. He
No.
done pimped himself. I ain't even had to remind you to pimp yourself.
You know
Boy,
what?
you know how to work this shit.
I'm just saying.
No, see, but you should have did it like this. This is what you should have did. You should have did it just like this. Babies, you know my birthday's coming. My pieces. Just come on down and hit me up with the Cash App. Please come. Hey, babies. I love you. Happy birthday to me. That's how you're supposed to do that shit.
Not with that face. I can't. That's a face.
But look at you.
That's a face only a mother could love. I'm
Okay,
not thinking myself just basically.
You say panda. You say hell no panda. You should be like.
I don't want no nightmares.
Melissa, you must have had a good nap. I've never seen you come on this late. You
right.
Nodding in and out. And girl, once I know you took and if you had taken a bump,
oh Lord.
I knew you'd have been done.
Sweet Jesus.
Oh my God. Right. Oh, so when's the actual date? Give us an actual date.
It's the 22nd.
Okay, the 22nd. Okay. Yeah. Now see, that's what you do. If you're going to sell it right.
It's the double dough, the double two for the double twins, and twin numbers for twin people.
Have you gotten your sister a card?
I probably will this week.
Oh, okay. Very good.
Yes.
What do you think you pay me for?
I don't know.
Why you look like that?
You have to pay out in there. But anyway, yeah. I'll give it to her this week. Now, whether she responds to it, that's her business.
That's not a point. That's not that.
You do the part. You do your part.
That's not your problem whether or not she responds. You said that it's good for you.
So yeah, that's what I'll do this week, and yeah. Thank you, Patty Duke. I mean, it's super early, but hey, once June starts, it's on and popping. It's party all day.
Well, you got to remind him early. He won't say anything. That's why I was surprised. I was like, well, god damn. I
wouldn't say nothing.
Just rubbing off. Look at that. That's right. Pimp yourself, because nobody else is going to do it.
But I don't need to pimp myself. I'm a pimp in my own right. But anyway.
Yeah, that's why you're looking down at the floor as you say the lies that you're telling yourself.
I
right?
was looking at the keyboard.
Yeah. Monkeypox, and monkeypox.
Just made my stomach hurt. All right. So on that note, everybody have a blessed evening. And until next time, America, be safe. Moisturize. Put on your lotion. Don't be dry and ashy. It's hot out here. Hot.
Yeah. And protect your sanity.
Yeah.
Protect your peace.
Protect your own peace, because that is important and it's vital for you. For you. And I think once I find it, if it is in here, did I delete it by accident? Oh, I think I did. All right. Well, I don't think there'll be no outro because I think I deleted it.
You deleted the outro?
Oh, no, here it is. I didn't see it there. First, I had all this other stuff.
You pulled out everything. I got it all scattered.
Yeah, I did. I had to, because I usually change this stuff out every week. So I would just delete. And I was like, oop. And then I was like, oh, did I do that? And yeah, I found it.
Did you make it back up?
I did.
Oh, okay.
I did. Alrighty.
Speaking of backups real quick. You backing your shit up, right? At least the shit you like.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Good.
yeah.
Very good. Okay.
Yes.
Everyone, please take care.
I figured out how to do it. I figured out.
Back up,
Back up
and
and
back up.
Yes. So we're triple, not backed up in that way because that gets released. But as far as files and things, they are backed up and secure. Alrighty, and on that note, peace and good night.
Good night.
Good night, everybody.